My name is Layla Haas, and I'm presenting on the article From Monster to Martyr, Representing Mary Dyer by Anne G. Miles. The main focus of this article is to show the importance of who Mary Dyer was. Most people who think of famous women in that time think of Anne Hutchinson, but this author wants to present Mary Dyer as an important figure from that time as well, who was known as a monster and ultimately was remembered today as a martyr. Here's some background information. Mary married a man named William Dyer in 1633. She came from a privileged background and was also educated. The family moved to Massachusetts in 1635, and they were part of what's known as the Antinomian Circle. Antinomians emphasized the covenant of grace over the covenant of law and works. John Winthrop is known to describe her as a very proper woman, but of a very proud spirit and much addicted to revelation. She was not popular with him. She was also a friend and follower of Anne Hutchinson, which was a big X mark on her. She became pregnant with her third child and did not carry to term. The baby girl was born stillborn and was very disfigured. The Puritans described this child as a monster. They believed the baby died because of Mary's sinful beliefs. And Hutchinson also had a miscarriage in 1638 and also was looked down upon and seen that God was punishing her for her sins because of this miscarriage. She was banished another time and was ultimately excommunicated from the church and was told to leave. Anne Rose walked out of the church, and the only person to stand up in this room was Mary Dyer. She walked hand in hand with her friend. After this instance, they were banished and they moved to Rhode Island to seek religious freedom. There was a time when they moved back to England for her husband's job, and in the 1650s, Mary became a Quaker after meeting George Fox, which lit a fire in her. One of the beliefs in the Quaker church, and they allowed the voice of women to be heard in churches just like the men. With the spread of Quakerism, the Massachusetts Bay Colony instituted these anti-Quaker laws, which one of the laws stated to cut off an ear when if they returned from banishment. If they came back again, their second ear was chopped off. If they came back again, their tongue would be burned with hot iron. There were several times where Mary was arrested, almost killed, but her husband would get her out. But she would be banished and kept returning. Finally, she was finally hung to death after being banished 3 times and returning, and that was on June 1st, 1660. Mary was willing to stand up for her beliefs and stand up against these anti-Quaker laws. For the sake of truth, she did not budge. It's written when they asked her to recant before they hung her, she said, "In obedience to the will of the Lord I came, and in his will I abide faithful." Famous statue erected in her honor in 1959 in Boston. Thank you.